on our backs with our knees bent up, and we're just going to start engaging our pelvic floor. So just breathing through it. So just lifting and lowering through your pelvic floor and taking nice deep breaths in and out. Just getting ourselves prepared. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to start off with is our knee fall outs. So we're going to keep our pelvic floor engaged while we're doing this, and we're just going to let one knee fall out to the side, keeping that control in your pelvis, and then bringing it back together. And then we're going to let the other leg fall out, and then bring that back together. So on the leg that's not falling out, I want you to imagine a wine glass is there, and you don't want any of the wine to fall out. So keep it nice and stable. So I'm going to count us out. So we're going to start off with our left leg. 1, nice and controlled, and back together. And the other leg out to the side and back together. 2, out to the side, nice and controlled, and coming back together, and the other leg out. Keeping your pelvic floor engaged, and coming back together again. 3, out to the side, nice and controlled, and the other leg out, and coming back together again. And again, out to the side, coming back together, and the other side, and coming back together. 5, out to the side, nice and controlled back, and the other leg out, and coming together. 6, and the other leg out. 7, keeping your pelvis nice and controlled. 8, keeping that leg nice and controlled. And together. 9, out to the side, keeping your pelvic floor engaged. And last one on each side, 10. And the other leg. And back together. Okay. Taking some nice deep breaths. Let your pelvic floor relax. All right, now we're going to go into our single leg tabletop. So we're just going to bring one leg up into tabletop and then bring that back down. And then the other leg up into tabletop, nice and controlled, and back down. Okay, making sure you're breathing through this, so don't hold your breath, but keep nice controlled movements. And keeping your pelvic floor engaged. We're going to do this 8 more times on each leg. So 1, float that leg up, control it down nicely, and the other leg back up, and control it again down. And 2, control that leg up, and back down. And the other leg back up. And down. And 3. Sorry, somebody else is coming in. Okay. Hello. We've just started. We're just doing our single leg tabletops. And again, floating that leg up, nice and controlled. And the other leg. And the first leg. And the other leg. 2 more times on each leg. Float that leg up, keep that pelvis controlled. And down. And the other leg, float that leg up. Nice and controlled. 1 more time on each leg. Float that leg up, point that toe. And down. And the other leg. Float that leg up. And lower it back down. All right, take some deep breaths in here. Relax your pelvic floor. Okay, now we're going to come up into double tabletop. So both legs up. And we're just going to do 1 tap down of our leg. And bring that back up into tabletop. And the other leg back down. And float it back up. So keeping that pelvis nice and controlled again. Keep your pelvic floor turned on. Just tapping down on each leg. Tapping and floating and tapping down and floating back up. Hi, Sam. So just for you ladies who've joined, we're just recording this. So if you don't want to be recorded, you can turn your video off. So we're just starting off with double tabletop taps. Okay. You've probably done a bit more, but we'll do 2 more on each leg. So just tapping that leg down and bringing it into tabletop. And the other leg nice and controlled. And 1 more time on each leg. Tapping that leg down and back up. And the other leg down, back up. And relax both legs down. Take some nice deep breaths in. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to come up into our bridges. So you can rest your hands on your hips or you can put it by your sides to give you that extra support. So we want to first rotate our pelvis back. So we're doing our pelvis rock. So we're going to first engage our abs by rocking our pelvis back. And then we lift up off the floor. And then we slowly roll ourselves back down. So rocking the pelvis back, pushing through your feet, bringing your bottom up, and slowly rolling back down. And again, rolling your pelvis back, lifting, and nice control down. We're going to do this another 7 times. Pelvis back, bottom up, nice and controlled, and roll yourself down. And again, lifting up, nice and controlled, lowering yourself back down. Now just make sure that your feet are hip width apart and that your knees aren't wobbling too much. We don't want your knees touching. There should be a space between your knees. So keeping it nice and controlled and nice and even. And rolling back down. And again, lifting up through your bottom, pushing through your feet, and lowering back down. 3 more times. Rolling your pelvis back, lifting up off the floor, and rolling back down. 2 more. Rolling your pelvis back, lifting up through the floor, and slowly rolling down. 1 more. Rolling your pelvis back, lifting your bottom up nice and high, and slowly rolling down. Okay, taking some deep breaths, relax your pelvic floor. So our next exercise is our 1 leg stretch. So this is where we hover 1 leg out above the floor, we point it forward, and then we bring it back together. And then the same on the other leg. Roll, just floating that leg forward, straightening that knee, and then bringing those feet back together. So the foot doesn't have to be too high up off the floor, probably about 10 centimeters. Just keeping that control in your pelvis. Don't let too much rocking happen. And then coming back together. Making sure you've still got a little bit of an arch in your lower back, so don't lose that arch. Nice controlled movements. And engaging your pelvic floor and together. Good. 1 leg. And control it back together. And the other leg. Pointing your toe. And controlling it back together. And again, 1 leg out, floating it forward. And together. And the other leg. Coming out. And back together. A few more times on each leg. Bringing that foot out. And together. And the other leg all the way out. And back together again. 2 more times. Bringing that leg out. Controlling it back together. And the other leg out. And controlling it together. And again, last time on each leg. Coming back together. And the other leg. Floating that leg out. Pointing that toe. And bringing it back together. Okay, take some nice deep breaths, relax your pelvic floor. Okay, we're going to come up now into our dead bugs. So we're going to float both of our legs up. And we're just going to bring our arms up. Now, if it's too hard for you to do both your legs and your arms at the same time, just do your legs or just do your arms. But if you're able to, you're going to bring 1 leg out while you bring 1 arm back. And then bring that together. And the other leg and arm out, so the opposite. And then back together. So if it's too hard, just do 1 leg out and together, and the other leg out and together. Okay. Nice controlled movements, making sure you're engaging your pelvic floor and that you're breathing through the exercise. So don't hold your breath. Making sure your ribs aren't flaring out, so keep yourself soft through the rib part of your stomach. One leg out, the opposite arm out and back together. And the other side, one leg out, other arm out and together. We're going to do this 3 more times on each side. 1, 2, 1. And bring those legs and arms down. Relaxing that pelvic floor and taking some nice deep breaths. Okay, next we're going to come up into sideline position. So we're going to bend our knees and we're going to bring our feet so that they're in line with our tailbone. Making sure your hips are stacked on each other. So don't be rolling forward or rolling backwards. You want to make sure you're nice and stacked. And you can bring one hand down in front for a bit of support. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our leg up into a little bit of abduction. And we're going to slowly bring it forward. And then bring it back. And bring them together. And again, up. And forward. Nice control. And back together. So I want you to imagine you're cleaning a glass table with the inside of your leg. So lifting, forward, back, together. And again, up, forward, back, together. So the leg doesn't have to be up too high. Bringing it forward, bringing it back, and together. And again, up, forward, back, together. 3 more times. Lifting that leg up, bringing it forward, bringing it back, together. Again, 2, back, together, and again, up, forward, back, together. Good. Give yourself a bit of a run if you need to. Okay. We're going to swap sides and we're going to do it on the other side as well. Okay, so just remember your feet are in line with your tailbone. Your hips are nice and stacked on top of each other. And just bringing that leg up and forward and back and together. Up and forward and back together. Gonna do this another 8 times. So lifting, nice controlled pelvis, don't let yourself rock. Forward, back, together. 2, up, forward, back, together. 3, up, forward, back, together. 4, lifting, bring that leg forward, and together. 5, bring that leg forward, back, together. 3 more times, lifting that leg up, forward, back, together. 2 more, up to the side, forward, back, together. Last one, up, forward, back, together. Good. Give yourself a bit of a rub if you need to. Stretch it out. Okay, we're going to come up into our 4-point kneeling. So our hands are going to be shoulder width apart, our knees are going to be hip width apart. We're going to come up into our quadruped, so opposite to what the dead bug is. So we're going to bring one leg out and one arm out, and then bring them back together. And then the opposite arm and leg. And I'll get you just to make sure your back isn't overarching and you're not coming too low. So you're pushing the floor away from you, keeping up a nice neutral spine. Bringing that arm and leg out and together. And other leg and arm out and together. Good, everyone's doing a great job. This is a hard one. Great. Well done. Making sure your head's not caving forward. Keep pushing through your arms. And together. Opposite arm and leg. And together. 2 more times on each arm and leg. One more time on each arm and leg. And coming back down. All right, so I'll get everyone to go into the pose that they're more comfortable with, whether it's child pose or butterfly. So just give yourselves a bit of a stretch. So just coming down. Taking some nice deep breaths and relaxing your pelvic floor. All right, I'll get everyone to lie down on their backs. We're just going to go through some pelvic floor lifting and lowering. So however you're comfortable lying, we're just going to take some deep breaths in again. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some pelvic floor lifts. So we want to lift our pelvic floor only 50%. So we don't want to go a full strong pelvic floor lift, just halfway. We're going to do that 10 times. So we're just going to lift halfway and relax back down. And lift halfway and relax back down. And lifting 50% and relaxing. And lifting and relaxing. Lifting just 50% and relaxing. And again, lifting and relaxing. And again, lifting and relaxing. Lifting and relaxing. Lifting and relaxing. One more. Lifting and relaxing. Okay, some nice deep breaths. Make sure you relax your pelvic floor. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do 10 strong lifts. If you can't get to 10, that's okay, but we're going to aim for 10. So we're going to do a nice strong lift and relax. And a nice strong lift and relax. And a lift, relax. Lift, relax. Lift, relax. Lift, relax. Lift, relax. Lift, relax. Two more. Lift, relax. Lift, relax. Very good. Take some nice deep breaths. Relax your pelvic floor. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 lifts, but we're going to hold them for 5 seconds. So just on my count, so we want to lift. If you can only lift 50%, that's okay. If you can lift 100%, I'll get you to do that. So we're going to lift 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. And again, lift 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Again, lift 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Lift 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. One more. Lift 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. All right, I'll get everyone to take some deep breaths in to finish. Breathing in and out through your mouth. And in and out through your mouth. And in and out through your mouth. All right, fantastic. Thank you everyone for joining me, and hopefully we'll see you soon. And you can access our recorded videos as well, so you can do them at any time that you want to. Bye.